GB News presenter Martin Daubney was forced to bring an interview to a sudden, grinding halt after a fierce clash over immigration. The host welcomed economist Jonathan Portes onto his show via video link to discuss the government's latest budget, but things soon erupted into a fiery row, with Portes fuming, "We've been through this before." Martin kicked off the conversation by saying, "We can blame Brexit, we can blame the Conservatives, we can blame Ukraine, we can blame Donald Trump, we can blame, I don't know, a comet striking from above. How about looking in the mirror and saying, perhaps we've got things wrong? Perhaps having the highest tax hikes since World War II already was a bad call. Why is it that spending £22 million on offshore carbon capture was a bad decision? Or that spending over £30 billion on the Chagos Islands deal was a bad decision?" Portes replied, "You asked about lower productivity, and that's not because of the current government, that's just a fact. Right? We should be clear about that. Lower productivity, and that's a fact, reflects Brexit, reflects austerity. It's simply rooted in that. There's no point talking about Chagos and saying that's linked to lower productivity when we know." He was interrupted by the presenter, "Because we could use that money for something else, right? Instead of having a big giveaway, we could use that money." But Portes insisted, "I think you'll find that a few £100 million a year, I don't have a particular view on Chagos, but a few £100 million a year won't make much difference, as you say." Daubney made the point, for example, we don't have to impose inheritance tax on farmers. For example, we don't have to cut the winter fuel allowance. It's about choice. We can make choices to help British citizens. Things quickly turned to immigration, with Portes saying, "We know that immigration is generally a positive contributor to public finances." Daubney snorted and replied, "No, it's not." An angry Portes said, "Sorry, we've been through this before, Martin." A clearly angry Daubney said, "We've been through this before, it's Groundhog Day. If you single out Australians, Americans, Canadians, Japanese, the highest paying people, you're right. If you look at the influx of low-skilled migrants, the kind we've seen under Boris and under the current Labour government, it's not." But Portes stuck to his guns and replied, "I've already corrected you, Martin, so let me repeat that." After quoting the figures, Martin revealed that they were running out of time, and was forced to abruptly cut the interview short. He told Jonathan, "I've been told we have to move on. We'll definitely talk about this another time. It's been a pleasure having Jonathan Portes on the show."